What's going on, everybody? How you doing? This is the comments section. What number are we on? 9. Wow. I'm telling you, I could do a few of these a week based on comments and how much I can yap, apparently. My reactions to the reactions. Wow. Yeah, I can really react to that. All right. First up, Rush, Ghost of a Chance, Snakes and Arrows. Terrence Walsh II, 8406. What's happening, buddy? I have a lot of friends that could play circles around Alex. Oh, no, you didn't. No, I'm just kidding. But not one of them could ever play with feeling like he plays within this song. 100% agree with you. Ever since this song came out, it should have been played every show. F Roll the Bones along with One Little Victory. Yeah. Well, you know, they have a dictator in Geddy, and Geddy is gonna choose One Little Victory every time. And Roll the Bones every other time, maybe. Ghost of a Chance? No way. No way. I don't know why. I mean, he wrote the thing, right? It's a great song. Why? I mean, it's just what it is. I think that the songs that they choose to play at their gigs has been very interesting. And I am not exactly sure, you know, I don't know. It's whatever. It's just what it is. That's how they did it, and it's over now. So there you go. I agree with you, though. They should have played it. It's a better song. Why not play it more? You know, play it more. I mean, they could have played more of Signals more often. They played a pretty fair amount of Grace Under Pressure, even given Grace Under Pressure is kind of an underrated album. I think that's interesting. How often they're playing Distant Early Warning, Red Sector A. They even did Between the Wheels a bunch. But yet, what do they do off of Signals? Subdivisions? The Subdivisions is their go-to for Signals. Hey, Signals, Subdivisions, and then that's it. Okay, they've done Digital Man. Okay, they've done the Analog Kid. Right, they've done some, basically, sparingly. I'm sure more, you know, especially after Signals came out. The more closer they are in time to the record, I'm sure that they did. But in these later concerts that we're at right now, it's like, man, it's just tough. They did what they can do. They did what, like a 2-hour show? Basically, they do a 2.5-hour show, something like that. They're taking a break. I mean, the only way for them to really get into stuff is if they do 3 sets, a 3 to 4 set. They should have been like Springsteen out there, just like that. They weren't doing that, so I don't think Neil was having it. Listen, if you want me to play drums in your band, in our band, I'm not going to be playing this long, Geddy. I'm not doing it. I need a break. Listen, my legs are tired from the frickin' bike ride. Now my arms are tired. I need a break. Anyways, I'm just kidding. Okay, what is this from? One Little Victory, Snakes and Arrows. Too many things on my mind. What's happening? Regarding the trigger comment, just remember that by this point in the band's career, they were no longer interested in being able to reproduce album tracks live. That actually stopped by the mid-80s. Fans who make general statements about Rush's ability to produce so much sound for a 3-man band are incorrectly extending the praise they deserved for their work during their analog days, like in the 70s. The praise Rush deserved from the 80s forward arguably should be for how well they were able to adopt cutting-edge technologies to expand their musical palette and their ability to do so live or in studio. But again, just to be sure, by as early as the 80s, Geddy and Alex were disavowing in interviews the notion that whatever they produced in studio had to be reproducible live. With that concession, they no longer deserved credit for being able to produce so much sound as a 3-piece. They just deserve credit for being technologically advanced for their generation. This is not a Neanderthal writing this. This is a thinking, an observant fan here. So maybe watch your comments on how you respond to this comment. But yeah, what do you think about that? Interesting. Regarding the trigger comment, I mean, you know, it's an observation right there. And here he is again. Look at this guy, YYZ. Too many things on my mind. You've always liked La Villa without the clowns more than YYZ, probably because you can't pronounce the latter correctly. Yes, we have a Canadian on our hands. All right. Rush Subdivisions, Presto Tour. Enrique Mora, 9272, what's happening? That box is a mirror. Okay, so somebody else mentioned this also. I was asking. On Geddy's keyboard, there's this little box, and I've said it in probably 2 or 3 videos now. What is that thing? What the heck is that? And on this video, 2 people, Enrique and somebody else, commented saying it's a mirror. Actually, I may have the other comment here. That it's a mirror so that Geddy can see Neil, which I think is super interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that, if that's accurate. If that really is what it is. Really? He needs to see Neil to see him hit certain things, but he doesn't have one on his solo microphone where he's just playing bass and it's just a mic. He doesn't have a mirror there. For some reason, just on the keyboard. Really? I wish that they went over that, what that was in the tech tour. Let me see if I could find that comment. Here it is. So here it is next. Same video, all that. Bass 17YL, what's happening? I'm not sure about this tour, but in later tours, there's a mirror where that box is. I assume it's so Geddy can still see Neil for visual timing cues when he can't turn around. Okay, so that's your assumption. I mean, I would say that's a good assumption. But knowing Geddy, it's probably just so he can see himself, you know, just because I feel like he's a little bit like that. Dictators tend to be like that. They're very just like self-adulating, and you know, it's just like, wow, I'm just look at, he probably like gets turned on by himself, like that kind of thing. Just like, wow, you're so great, Geddy. Wow. I'm just kidding. It's wrong. Should probably cut this out. I'm not going to. I think that's interesting because, again, he doesn't have one on his regular microphone. Really, he needs to see Neil in order to... I mean, that's a theory. It is. I think it's a fair theory. It's a fair theory. It's a good guess, I think. Maybe it's accurate. Anyways. All right. Rush Red Barchetta. Snakes and Arrows. Cyberdong. Wow, you had to name yourself that. Great. Perfect. Okay, and I said it. Great. JP, he said cheddar, so I say cheddar. Also, JP, I don't care what he says. If he says Z, I'm saying Z. Very good observation. You got me. He said cheddar, so I say cheddar. I don't care if he says Z, I'm saying Z. Yes, that's accurate. That is right. And we all are hypocrites. That shit's funny. I love it. That's great. All right. Little River Band, Lonesome Loser. Kerouac 1. What's happening? What in the hell is wrong with 3 guitars? It's one too many. It's one too many. That's what I would say. It's one too many. Unless it's a jam session, in which case, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even said that. It's one too many. If you can't get what you're trying to do down in 2 guitars, I don't know. I just think it's too many guitars. Too many guitars. Listen, I'm a bass player. I'm not a guitar player. Guitar players would probably love it. I've played in situations with 3 or more guitar players. It's too many guitar players. It's too many guitar players. It's insane. It's insane. It's too many guitar players. Okay. I mean, maybe if they had specific roles, which they should. Right? If you're going to have that many guitar players and do that kind of thing and have that many people in your band, they should have specific roles. But maybe if you had like an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar playing just chords, and a lead guitar, okay. But in general, 3 is a lot. That's a lot of guitars. That's a lot of guitars. I know people love their guitars and all, but again, I'm a bass player. That's a lot of guitars. All right, last one. Okay, this was interesting. Here we go. This was on Presto Subdivisions. Terrence Walsh, the second 8406. What's happening? This involves a few people, actually. Seth Cashman, 1011. What's happening? Dan Archuleta, 1154. What's going on? And I think also I'm going to read off of Enrique Mora, 9272. What's up? Okay, so the comment Terrence makes. I think what I take away most from these past 2 videos is Neil's approach to drumming. So right now, what this comment is on Presto Tour, but before that on the day is I think it's Snakes and Arrows. So you're seeing Snakes and Arrows, and then you're seeing Presto on the same day on the channel, right? And he's talking about Neil's drumming, right? I think what I take away most from these past two videos is Neil's approach to drumming. Then versus 25 years later down the road, two completely different drummers. Interesting conversation here, right? Seth Cashman says, he was one of those players who was particularly affected by Freddie Gruber, along with Smith and Weckl. Steve Smith, Journey, right? And Dave Weckl. Fusion. You could really see and hear the difference. Dan Archuleta says, right? Also Krupa, Gene Krupa, I assume you're saying. That's why I'm not on board when Jay says Neil doesn't swing. And then I said, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't swing. So that's what I screenshot, but the conversation continued. I'm going to read it. After I said that, Seth said to Dan, I have to say that honestly, I never thought he did in the traditional sense. His dynamics were better, his grooves were more danceable, and he had a deeper pocket after studying with Freddie and Peter Erskine, right, jazz drummer. But he just never got it when it came to straight ahead playing, which to me is swing, right? Like if you can swing, or jazz, that kind of thing. I'm not specifically talking swing, like, because there's like, that's the thing, like, there's like big band jazz and that kind of swing, which has its swing, and then there's like blue note stuff, which is what I really love, and that's like I'm talking about, like, Neil does not sound anything like Art Blakey. We're not hearing Art Blakey. We're not hearing Tony Williams, right? We're not hearing any of Miles Davis's rhythm sections, right? That's what I think about when I think about swing and people that swing, and Ron Carter and Paul Chambers and any of that kind of thing. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm thinking about. And it has that feel. It's different. It's different than a straight feel, than a rock feel. It's different than that. Neil is playing that feel over jazz. It doesn't swing. He doesn't swing. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He just never got where it came to straight ahead playing. Okay, I'm not sure if that's what you were talking about. His groove definitely improved though. Okay, and then Enrique Mora says, ha ha, to me, ha ha ha, that's a fact, but you know hardcore fans will be inflamed. Right, me saying he doesn't swing, he's saying, yeah, that's a fact, but I'm pissing people off, hardcore fans, sensitive people, people that, you know, I've come to know are Rush fans. You know, there's a segment of Rush fans that are, I mean, even, I didn't know this before I started doing the discography, that Rush fans were like this. And also, since I've done it, I've now heard Les Claypool say the same thing, because he did that tour last year, right? The Farewell to Kings, all that kind of thing, the tribute. And he was talking about, like, you know, knowing, I think he made a comment at a concert, how he knows that Rush fans are really particular, really picky bastards, or whatever his words were. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something like that. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not gonna, like, I don't, just because you're like that, I don't cower to that, and that's just me. I'm not, and people there are people, when you do that, when you're that kind of person, there are those people who like that and admire that, and there are people that hate you for that. You know, like, that guy's a dick, or like, that guy really knows he has his opinion, he's got his ideas, he's got, you know, like, all that kind of thing, and he sticks to his guns kind of thing, right? Like, and it's not that I can't be swayed or proven otherwise and accept it. I totally can be. I absolutely can be. I think I'm a very reasonable person, but, you know, yeah, I have my ideas, and if I think that you're wrong, that's what I'm going to say. That's just it. That's just it. So, you know, it's what it is. Anyways, free speech. Okay, so it seems to me you enjoy that. I enjoy inflaming fans. It's not that I enjoy it. There are times where I poke. Absolutely. Absolutely, there are times where I poke, because, you know, it's like getting a rise out of somebody because you know that it takes them. I do that. You ask my wife. you know, I need to stop doing yes, my wife, I may need to stop doing that. But, you know, yeah, I can do that. I feel like that's just like that Jersey thing. To me, that's like, it always brings me back to grade school and kids in grade school and like the back and forth constantly. That's what I think about. And high school. Okay, and then Enrique says, I prefer this Neil before he was studying with Gruber. Unique style, intense. He didn't try to swing. Yes. He didn't try to swing. Later he tried, but he didn't achieve it. Yeah. Let's face it, even though a fantastic hard-hitting rock drummer, the most creative one in history, and a hell of a lyricist. Yes. Yeah. Seth said, I prefer some things pre and other things post. He definitely wasn't the same. Yeah, so that's what we got. That's what we got right there. Yeah, I thought that was a great comment, discussion, back and forth going on right there. Here's somebody else. The cool fat dude, 2572. What's going on? Sorry, I'm not going to put it on here, but I'm just reading it off here. The box on Geddy's keyboard is a mirror so you can see Neil for his cues. Wow, I didn't know that there was so much of that kind of thing going on. Okay, so last comment, just in real time, off of that drum comment. Terrence says, he tells me, watch the Buddy Rich tribute Neil performed. I know a lot of people have told me to watch that. And is there something else to listen to, or is it just video? I don't remember. But yes, the Buddy Neil, yeah. Everybody says, I think they say Cottontail and stuff like that, right? I have not. It's not one of my priorities. I'm being honest with you. It's not. Finishing all of this is a priority. That's why I'm like trying to pump it out, right? Because we're really like, I see the finish line and I'm not like, all right, can I get this done before summer's over? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It may be done at the beginning of fall. We'll see. Because already I'm scheduled through the end of July. On the day that I'm filming this, in the beginning of July, I'm scheduled through the end of July with Rush stuff, right? Not with like other, like if I get requests or something like that, or these videos. I mean, I'm trying to cram it in. I hope you see that. I hope you see that. I mean, Clockwork Angels will be done next month. That's accurate. That'll be done next month. Probably starting the 1st. Cool. There we have it. The comments. Great stuff. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video.